Hey, what's up, everybody? Pat Petrillo back here for Drum Talk TV at NAMM 2019. And we're here at the Remo booth, and we're going to discuss some of the new product and some of the stuff that they've been doing so well in the marching line. I'm here with Mark Branson. How you doing, buddy?
Good, how are you?
Good to see you.
Yep.
So, there's a lot of talk about this new head here, the Suede, right?
Yes. Correct. So this is the newest marching head we put out, batter head that we put out probably about 20 years. This is the Suede Max. So this has a much softer feel when you play on it. It has a lot more articulation at the low end, so you don't get the hum of the drum covering up everything you're playing at the edge of the drum or low heights. So you hear everything more, and you hear more of the drum. It's a warmer sound. It's a warmer attack sound because you've got rid of that clear plastic attack level layer on top. So that goes away. So that tenor attack sound is now gone. You hear more of the snare response, a warmer tone. Even rim shots sound warmer.
That's great. I'm all about that. That's cool. So things have gotten really brittle in the marching thing. So the whole idea of this is to smooth out the sound and get a little bit more richer.
It just feels better. It's definitely the best feeling snare head on the market at this time, which is fantastic.
And what is it made of and construction-wise?
It's still made of the same Tenors material that we use with White Max or Black Max. It's just a different kind of manufacturing process to add the suede texture. You know, you're familiar with our suede drum set heads or our suede marching tenor heads, which is a texture process that we do, a proprietary process to us. So we're able to apply that to the fabric we film, and it changes everything. It changes the attack, like I said, just the way it feels.
I got to say that also, is this new for the winter? So no chorus have used it yet?
Oh yeah, actually last summer SCV used it for quite a bit. They didn't use it all season. Phantom Regiment used it all season. Madison Scouts used it all season, and the Cadets used it all season.
Fantastic.
Tried and trusted outside and indoor. Chino Hills High School used it last year. One WGI with it on it. So now obviously more groups are now using it this year. So.
That's fantastic. It's kind of the talk of the industry a little bit. I know a few guys have been saying, what's up with these with the new Remo head. So here it is. It's the talk of the industry. Let's talk about some of the standard, stuff that you guys have been known for over the years. And especially, we can start right over here with the tenors. I mean, pinstripes. I remember when I was marching. If you didn't have pinstripes, it wasn't happening.
I mean, it outsells everything else 3-1. It's
amazing.
Where you see the fad go with Renaissance or Clear Emperors, but the sales numbers don't lie. This is the go-to for everybody. It's still the #1 tenor head. And then you can argue that, well, this head feels better, sounds better, but the tenor head still outsells everything.
It's a go-to, yeah. And especially, I would think, with high schools, too.
Yes, correct. Absolutely.
It's most cost-effective probably as well.
Correct.
All right, cool. So going over here to the snares, let's talk about the White Max and then kind of go through a little bit.
Obviously, you're familiar with the White Max, the Black Max, which is our high-grade Tenors film. These are still very popular. The Black Max is obviously the highest-selling marching batter head.
That's all. This one over here, the Black Max, right?
It's our most popular snare head at the moment. And then a lot of people want White Max that want a little brighter sound.
What is the difference
between? There's no difference. There's absolutely no difference in the manufacturing, the material, or anything about the Black Max or the White Max. The only thing is that the White Max, they dye the pigment. So the material is technically black. The fabric is black. So they dye the pigment white, the fabric white, basically painted, like a fence or whatever. So I believe the difference is white reflects light, black
absolutely
absorbs heat. So the black will feel a little softer because it's going to absorb the heat and stretch a little bit, where the white's going to reflect and feel a little harder and have a brighter sound.
Interesting.
Technically, they should not be any difference, but
the sun is going to affect them a little bit. So, and they're Kevlar, obviously.
Right. Tenora.
Oh, okay. Got it.
It's a higher density, higher strength fabric than Kevlar.
Wow. Yeah. Didn't know there was such thing. Now I know.
Absolutely.
All right, so coming back over here to some more of the tenor.
Variety or tenor heads. Obviously,
right.
We have the black suede, which is just our ebony film. Again, our suede process. The bottom ply is actually a clear film. So it's a darker tone, right? But if you want to go all black and have that matte finish like a lot of kids do or high schools do, they do that. This is the clear Emperor that we came out with 5 or 6 years ago, I think. We've always had a clear Emperor, but it was a different version. And so this is a better, higher strength film with gives you more attack.
What's the mill on that?
7.5 and 7.5. So because of the thickness, it is the thickest tenor head. Because of the thickness, it does cut down a little bit of overtone and gives you attack. So that's why there's no you don't need a pinstripe dampening agent or anything.
Got it.
And it's a very open sound. So that's been huge for us. Again, Chino Hills, Ayala, Pulse, Madison Scouts, a lot of groups have gone to this, actually very much. This is the Ebony Pinstripe, which kind of came around a couple years ago where we had an Ebony Emperor. And again,
Oh, I remember that, yeah.
so it's an Ebony Emperor tenor head. These are all crimp locked, by the way. But the films weren't working well together. When you put two plies of film together, it's very hard to get them to work together. And if you put the wrong, I guess, if you will, tortilla against another tortilla, they don't taste as good or whatever. So I was able to dig through this, and it's like, okay, so we took the bottom ply of a clear pinstripe, and then we put the dampening agent on the inside. We put the stripe underneath so it wouldn't stick out on the top. So
Wow, it's like a hybrid, sort of.
yeah, a little bit. And then the top is the ebony film. So this actually sounds much more like a pinstripe. And it's just got a better tone. It's more open. Our old Ebony Emperors used to be Ebony Emperors used to be kind of darker, too dark, and some
A little thick.
dead.
Yeah, dead.
So now this is a much better product, more consistent. And so if you want that shiny black look, this is fantastic.
Great, great.
This is the Renaissance tenor heads right here. So these are obviously widely popular now due to Paul Rennick's Santa Clara Vanguard. Cadets were using them last summer. Phantom's been using them. I mean, this is kind of our number two tenor head, which goes between Clear Emperor and Renaissance. And this is just the warmest sounding tenor head there is. It's just, again, it's a texture process, the secret process we do. And it's almost like the Suede, but slightly different. But it's just a very, very warm sound.
A rich sound. And the mills on that?
I think it's 7 and 7, so it's a little thinner. But again, it's just, you want the warmest sound. It's just fantastic.
There it is, Renaissance. Of course, everything crimp locked.
All our tenor heads are crimp lock. This is a Suede. The Suede is very popular. Like, it used to be very strong and popular early 2000s when it came out. Cavaliers use this pretty much, I think, every year, and it has the most attack. So it's a very short sound, so if you have a really good tenor line and it's just you want to hear everything, that is the way to go. And it's still very warm, so it's kind of the next step from Renaissance. Renaissance is warm, but you get more attack with the Suede. And then we have the Smooth White, which is these are actually the thinnest. I think this is a little thinner, but it's the brightest sound. So the brightest sound is obviously the white. And most people will use it on their 6-inch drum because they want that drum to sing. So
And it's cool to mix and match a little bit, too, especially with that.
a lot of people will do Clear Emperors or Pinstripes or whatever, and they'll put the white head on their stock because it's going to sing a little more. It's just going to.
You need that cut.
Yeah, and it does that. So because of that film, and that's actually the same film that we use on our Smooth White bass heads, which is a special.
Which we should talk about those in a second. But let's talk about the good old Power Stroke P77.
77, so this is very big, still in high school, HBCU market. It's the Mylar go-to head of choice on the batter, which is still still surprisingly very big thing. Obviously, it's not going to be as durable as a fabric head because it's going to stretch more and you're going to play through it faster.
I remember those days playing on these heads.
Yeah, the 80s, this is what everybody had. So it was like the silver dot, and then this came out. So this is thick, so it's 2 plies of 7 plus a 7 mil dot. So, and it's strength pretty good.
I still have mine from the Bridgman days that we used, and they're all signed by everybody, and they're all pulled out and they're all stretched, and they got the pot marks in them, but still being used today, which is great. Totally different sound, little lower pitch, little drier, as opposed to the higher pitch sound. All right, let's talk about the bass drum heads.
So obviously the bass drum heads here, these are all graphic heads, and we can do any image anybody can supply within reason, legally, I guess. You know, some things need to have copyright and obviously need to be appropriate. So, I mean, these are all things that have been submitted to us. The thing I love about this one with the spider, this is an actual image of a spider web. That's a real spider web, and the detail is amazing. So these are all done with our skin deep technology where we transfer the ink or the image to the film. So all of our graphic heads start out as a clear head, just like your clothes started out as white and your shirt is dyed yellow or pink or blue or black. We're dyeing the film, so it does not affect the sound. It won't fade, it won't wear off, so it will last forever, so it's fantastic.
What's the different densities of the heads?
So these are all 10 mil heads. These are all Power Max. So the Power Max is a 10 mil head with a dampening ring inside built into the head that comes out. But we also do, obviously, our smooth white ambassadors, which are a 10 mil smooth white. We have our ebony ambassadors, which is 10 mil ebony film. We have our 2-ply smooth white ambassadors, and then we have our Power Max, which I said, which is 10 mil with the dampening ring, and we have a Power Max 2, which is 2 plies with the dampening ring.
The dampening ring is a big thing because the tonality of marching bass drums has dried out quite a bit over the years.
So, Santa Clara Vanguard uses the Power Max. The Power Max is available in white, ebony, and black suede, and then the Power Max 2, which we came out with a couple years ago, is in white and ebony only, no black suede. So yeah.
White, the overview. That's the
yeah.
thing at Remo. You know, the leaders in the marching head world. Anything you want, they got it. So it was great, Mark.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Pat Petrillo here. I'm at NAMM 2019 for Drum Talk TV, and I'll see you guys later.